Started teaching in 2014, and by October I had cried, written a resignation letter, and started checking to see if my pharmacy technician license was still active. I was behind on grading. I couldn't convince my students to be quiet super long so I could teach, and I had given, I think, like 1 or 2 tests that my students had all done terribly on, questioning whether or not I was cut out for this job and if I was actually harming students by pretending to be a teacher. I was about to be applying to work at Walgreens again, and I got jury duty. Now, one of my coworkers was like, just go up there, tell them you're a teacher, and they'll excuse you. I was a little goody two shoes, so that was the plan. But the first thing the judge said was, if you died tomorrow, what would happen? And so I didn't say any excuses. But it worked out because I went on the first day. I was there 2 hours maybe, and they excused us, but they said you are required to report back tomorrow. That happened 2 days in a row, meaning I got 3 days off of work basically, and I only had to show up for jury duty for about an hour, hour and a half. So during that time, I was like able to catch up on some of my work. Also, like, get a grip. I realized that it wasn't that I wasn't cut out for teaching. I was just doing something really new and I was overwhelmed. I started doing research. I looked up a bunch of stuff. I tried a lot of things. I threw things at the wall and I saw what stuck. And at the end of the school year, I decided to come back the next year. But I also was like, this year sucked and no teacher should have to deal with this. No teacher should have to feel this way. I spent that summer reaching out to people who I knew were going to be teachers the next year and speaking into them and making sure they knew they had support, because I promised myself that I would do work to make this thing easier for the teachers that came after me. And that birthed this whole movement and what has become Sci Odyssey. Now I have a membership called Rockstars where I pour into science teachers, building a community where we're supportive, encouraging, brainstorming, thought partnership. Today is November 6, 2025. From now until Saturday, November, whatever it is, at 11:59 p.m., I have the best deal I've ever had on Rockstars that I ever will have. You know, you could use some support if you could use an instructional coach that is actual mentorship, not micromanagement, who's going to work with you, who's going to brainstorm with you, and who's going to remind you that your personal well-being is just as important as everything you do in that classroom. It's time to go ahead and jump into Rockstars. It's the best deal of the year. If you're not ready for Rockstars, check out the free community over on the Patreon too. Stay curious, y'all.